Welcome to the last explainer on the question of land under chapter 300 of the laws of this country. Wakili Danstan Omari from Court Helicopter raises the following questions. What happens when a husband and a wife are registered jointly as owners of land and one dies? One, that land is not available to go for succession. The surviving spouse, if the land was registered between a husband and a wife, the only thing, if the husband dies, you take a death certificate, show it to the registrar of lands, and you fill forms. That land is transferred to you. That is ownership by joint ownership. Upon one dying, the other one takes the land. Two, if you buy land as brothers or you buy land as business people, jointly registered, upon the death of that person, the surviving person, the surviving partner, or the surviving business friend takes everything. So if in your chama, ladies, you are contributing money, you buy land, and that land is registered in two names, the two others die, the one who remained takes over, joint ownership. Two, the other one is common ownership. In common ownership or common tenancy, here ownership is defined. In this property, Danstan Omari has 10% of the property. Mary has 5%. Kenyans has 60%. Upon death, my people, that is my relatives, have a right to come and take a share that I had contributed because it was defined. Common tenancy, common ownership is defined. So the surviving person does not take everything that is available there. That is number two. Number three, on a question that we are dealing with, is the question of the power of attorney. Americans and people in the diaspora transact a lot on what is called the power of attorney. What is the power of attorney? A power of attorney is an instrument under the Land Act that allows you, the owner of the land, to give somebody else the power to transact as if it is you. He can sign the transfer form to land and that land. Briefly, a power of attorney is instrument you give because you are either unavailable to do that work. There are two types of power of attorney. A limited power of attorney, and this is where most people in the diaspora are conned. A limited power of attorney is limited to a particular transaction. So you are saying, Danstan Omari, I give you power of attorney only limited to selling property KG42. Only property KG42. You cannot deal with anything outside that. That is limited power of attorney. And the people, you should know, anytime you are giving a power of attorney, give a limited power of attorney. It restricts that person to only deal with a particular question. The second power is the general power of attorney, where you have given somebody all powers. He or she can go to your bank account withdraw money. He or she can go to land registrar, transfer your land. He or she can go to school and transfer your children from school. A general power of attorney allows that person powers above any limitation. And most of the people in the diaspora, most of the people have been conned to register a power of attorney. Free. How do you determine that the power of attorney is valid? That power of attorney must be drafted by an advocate. After it has been drafted by an advocate, it will require your personal details and your signature and what you want to give. It must be registered at the land's office. Be stamped, be paid for. Listen, my brother and my sister. If your power of attorney is not stamped by the registrar of land and be stamped, you're wasting your time. 2, the power of attorney must be gazetted by the Kenya Gazette. If you have never been shown a Kenya Gazette showing that you have it there, you're wasting your time. So the land registrar is the final stage. You have got to register the power of attorney. It becomes effective at the power of attorney. So you have given this power, the person of the power of attorney. Then this person can transact on your behalf. Another issue, where is the best place and safety of the land documents? Banks provide services to keep your documents called bank statements, and you can also keep land title deeds within banks or within offices of law firms. But my advice, keep your documents away from where the rats might get them. The last issue, let us deal with the offences. Under Section 103, I have given you a whole story. What is the offence that you are going to do? Offence 1, if a person knowingly makes a false statement, orally or in writing, in connection with a question of land transaction or any matter arising. The first offense is to give wrong information, either in writing or orally. This is wrong information to a police officer, wrong information to a lands officer, wrong information to a surveyor, or wrong information to anybody. B, if one makes a false statement in an investigation, anytime an investigation is being done, then you purport to give wrong information. If you make those wrong information, you are likely to be penalized, and the fine will be not exceeding 5 million shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or both. For giving false information, 5 million. Number 2, if you fraudulently procure these services, 1, you fraudulently procure registration of a title deed which is false. Do you have a fake title deed in your possession? Have you procured a fake title deed used by fake documents? 2, if you procure by entering an entry on a document that is false, especially for land registrars. This is for land registrars. If they enter an entry in a land registry document that is false. 3, if you fraudulently deal or transact using a replaced register, a certificate or a title or a lease that got lost. Remember, we said your wife escaped with a lease. Or you go and say, I lost my lease. You are given a title deed. You have another one. Then you go with the one that was cancelled, you get money from it. But you have an original one. That one, you risk going to prison for not less than 5 years, or a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings, or for both. Lastly, is a very common thing. Are you sitting on land that is not yours? Have you gone to a place with a panga and chased somebody from that land and put yourself there and say, after all, what is Omari going to tell me? Section 103, subsection 2 says, a person who unlawfully occupies land commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings. And in the case of a continuing offence, to an addition of a fine not exceeding 100 shillings for every day during which the offence continues, oh my Lord. You have gone and sat on somebody's land. If you are found guilty, that land is not yours, you'll be fined a fine of 500 shillings. But every other day you continue staying there, you'll be paying a fine of 100 shillings until the day you leave that land. Do you occupy land falsely? Under the criminal law, it's called forced detainer. I have now told you, make sure. Court Helicopter's teaching. This is the last statement from Court Helicopter. Ensure the land you are sitting is on your land. Imagine if every day you are being penalized 100 shillings for occupying somebody's land. None of our followers will be doing that. That marks the end of Court Explainer on the questions of land. You are now more educated. You are now more informed. Keep watching every Saturday, every Sunday, whether it is on Christmas Day, whether it is on Happy New Year. Court Helicopter crew will be on their studios bringing to you the explainers as they unfold. Wakili Danstan Omari. Thank you very much.